business quote I'm most known for is the power of an idea is in its implementation. So this particular video, we're going to focus in on some implementation strategies that increases your chances of success in how you're implementing things. So let's put this in perspective. A lot of leaders get into the mode of level of enthusiasm. We're going to do this and 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 this. And it creates overwhelm for you as a leader, potentially your leadership team or the support team to implement, and ultimately to your team. And by the way, if you say we're going to implement these 10 things or 12 things and they don't happen, all of a sudden your credibility or the power of your words starts to diminish within the team. My preference is you implement less things far more effectively. And that simple process of choosing what are the top 5 projects for us to focus in on and build some amazing momentum. And if you think 5 is too many, I'd love you to go back to, well, what are the 3, what are the 2 key projects we're putting serious energy and effort into that builds momentum in the direction of our goals, direction of what we want to achieve this particular year. Simple process, but super effective. So how that works is, a lot of the time when we go to the team and say, guys, we're going to implement this, we might find some resistance. So let's peel back a couple of layers. For all of us in our business, we have some people called tribal elders. Now, I'd never use that term with them, but the concept comes from a tribal kind of focus. The chief of the tribe would go to the tribal elders and say, hey, I'm looking at doing this, I'd like to float this idea past you, or what are your thoughts on this? And you get feedback from the tribal elders. Now, you probably, even as I'm saying this, can think about who they are. A lot of the time, if you go to a sales meeting and say, guys, we're putting this in place or implementing this or we're going to do this new initiative, if a tribal elder hasn't been considered, they feel they have an ownership of your business. And that ownership means that if they're included in the decision process or they've had a thought through or you can bounce ideas off them, all of a sudden when you launch it and release it to everyone, they can go, that makes a lot of sense. Because if a tribal elder in a sales meeting or a team meeting says, not sure about this, that will tend to take a lot of wind out of the sails of the idea. But if the first thing a tribal elder says, I think this is a great idea, fantastic initiative, it's going to make a massive difference, all of a sudden, rather than wind out of the sails, they'll put wind into the sails and it'll have even greater momentum. That's a really important point. The next point here is when you have a project that you want to implement and do, and this is really one of the major benefits, I think, of Real Estate Results Network. This is what we want to do, and this is, rather than actually now saying, well, how do I make that happen? I'd love you to be asking the question, who in the network is further down the track of that particular strategy? We want to put projects into our business. Well, who in the network already has got projects in their business? We'd like to improve our listing kit and our listing tools. Who in the network has already got great listing tools that you're using? We'd like to improve the way that we're doing our email communication. Who in the network is already doing a great job of that? And this is where you can have a true competitive edge, and you can reduce, maybe rather than taking 6 weeks to implement something, maybe you can implement it in 2 weeks. That's incredible momentum in your business. And one of our strategies in the network overall is this concept of the other guy blinked. And the competitors just don't know how you're implementing. Well, that's because rather than starting at 0 to build something up, you're starting with something that could be 80% done. Now, that may already be on the knowledge base. Here's a dialogue, here's a tool, here's a checklist you can start with immediately, and it's 80% right for your marketplace. Here's a letter, here's a communication piece, here's some great strategies you can utilize out there in the marketplace. 80% done. I now need to just do, or we as a team now need to do the last 10 or 20% to customize and tailor it for our marketplace. That means the speed of implementation improves dramatically. And what happens is your team starts to have even more confidence. Because you said we're going to do it, now we've done it, wow, my belief in you as a leader has gone up a notch or 2. Simple strategy, but super effective. The other thing to do around implementation is almost never say, for the rest of your real estate career, you'll be doing this on a weekly basis, or you'll be doing this for the rest of your real estate career with us. You're better off to say is, let's test this for the next 30 days. Let's test this for the next quarter. Let's test this for the next 10 listings. Let's test this with our next 10 lease signings. And what that does for us is gives us a true perspective on, is it on track? Is it off track? Do we need to tweak it? Now, let's say we're going to do this for the next 90 days. Most people say, okay, if it's the next 90 days, easy. I can do that for 90 days easy. If it's not working well, I can always guarantee at the even maybe before the 90 days, you're going to pull it. If it's working incredibly well, you'll just bump past the 90 days. Or if at the 90-day mark you say, guys, we said we're going to do a review on this. It's been 90 days. How's it working? What's working? What's on the clunky side? Anything we could tweak on this particular strategy or project or implementation that would give us even greater competitive edge in the marketplace. And you start to hear some language in here, even greater competitive edge in the marketplace. We're all about a performance culture and how we can help you grow and develop that. When you focus on these very, very simple aspects of implementation, less things better, it'll make a key difference. Now, as well as the key projects, I'm happy for you to have as many quick wins as you like. What's a quick win? It's quick. Review the photocopiers and make sure we're getting the best deal. Check with our printers, are we getting the best price we possibly can? Quick win, let's start answering the phone this new way. Let's add this piece of dialogue in to what we're doing, or here's a new sheet of market stats that we can share and utilise with our clients in the marketplace. Or we download a consumer article off the knowledge base and we can pop it up on social media. They're all examples of quick wins. I would love it if you had a philosophy as a business to choose a quick win per week. And why? At the end of the quarter, when you do your quarterly meetings, to be able to say, by the way, guys, here are the quick wins we put in place over the last quarter. We've implemented this, we've proved the efficiency of this, we've put this in place, we've done this, we've acknowledged this, we've started this, and we've done this, and boom, 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 boom. And the team are going like, wow, we are in the right company that's moving things forward. And then, of course, on that quarterly basis, you'd say, here's what we've achieved project-wise for the quarter, and this is what we're focused on for the next quarter. So that meeting format that I've shared with you before is a review and a preview in a way that's going to build great momentum in the marketplace. When you utilise these implementation strategies, you increase the success of implementation. The team believes in you, they believe in your vision, they believe where you're heading, and that has a huge impact on the confidence they have in the marketplace, going out there on a daily basis, taking phone calls, face-to-face with people, and getting the job done of delivering impressive results for clients. Thanks for tuning in.